Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a continuance of my A1 mini buying guide or A1 series buying guide. Today I'm going to do my P1 and X1 series buying guide. So I'm just going to flip the camera around, give you reasons why I buy certain things, and get this done in a fairly quick fashion. Last time I went a little bit too long, so hopefully today I can do it a little bit faster. So let's flip the around and get there. Before we continue though, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Usually I say it at the end, but I sometimes forget. So yeah. Do that if you like this kind of content. Now let's flip you around. All right, so here we are on the computer. Let's get you guys over to Google Chrome, which is right here. And then I will go to Bambu Lab US. All right, so here we are. As always, don't forget to sign in so that it's easier to track all your orders, all that fun stuff. And now we are going to go to printers, P series or X series. This one I think I'm going to do for the P1 series just because more people tend to buy the P1S just from the price point. I did just recently pick up an X1 and an A1. They don't ship until late February, so we'll see how long that actually takes. But we'll start with the P1 series here. We're going to go P1S. If you're just a hobbyist printer, the P1P is fine. You can upgrade it to a P1S at some point with a $200 enclosure kit. So obviously it's not worth the money at that point. Highly recommend you just go straight to the P1S. The P1P cannot do advanced filaments like ABS or ASA. It can, it's just more difficult. So let's get you over to the P1 series. We'll do P1S if the website's not being annoying. Obviously I'm gonna go straight to the P1S combo, which is $7.99, or the P1S straight by itself is $5.99. We're going to do P1S combo. Just like every other Bambu Lab store, if you are trying to buy a printer, make sure if you want any of these spare parts over here that you buy them over here in the spare parts section. Otherwise, they won't apply a discount. Sometimes you'll get lucky and they will. Most of the time not. So same as the A1 series here. Usually for the Bambu Lab P1Ss, X1 Carbon, or the P1P even. I don't recommend the P1P again, just do the P1S. And I do recommend the combo, just because you will regret not buying it later, almost guaranteed. I usually pick up a extra dual texture sheet. Now these dual texture PIE sheets are smooth on one side, textured on the other. Sometimes when you're printing like ABS or engineering filaments, if you choose to do that with this, and we'll get some parts later that will help you do that. Having that smooth plate is kind of nice for dimensional accuracy, also makes some prints look a little better. So I'm going to add that. I always add one for one of these. It's just a nice add to have. And then this Bambu Lab hot end, complete. Make sure it says complete hot end. I always choose a hardened steel 0.4. I always get 2 of them whenever I buy a new printer, especially if you're a brand new to the game. It's really easy to break one of these trying to install it or trying to replace an old one. Realistically, you only need one. The box does come with a spare hot end, but not a complete hot end. So you could theoretically transfer everything over to the new one. I just buy completed ones just because it's honestly for the time and the money, it's a lot better. So we'll just add one. I don't recommend anti-vibration feet. I did some tests with this a while ago and they did not make a difference whatsoever, at least in my opinion. I am going to recommend that you pick up some filament. Obviously 4 rolls if you're getting the combo like I would do. I typically always get 2 whites. And then, this time they offer black. So we'll also add 2 blacks. And we'll just do 4 filament. I recommend 4 filament. You get whatever filament you want. If you don't want to buy it from here, it's a little bit more expensive over on the other side because you can buy them and by the other side, I mean, you just go straight filaments. If you buy 4 at a time at refills, I think they're $14.99, so they're a little cheaper, but you don't have a spool. So if you do end up wanting to buy more than 4 spools of filament, I would recommend buying some refills, just because that way, if you run out of one of these, you can just refill it, and it's a little bit cheaper for you. But at least get 4 rolls just for that 30% off, so you can really capitalize on getting some filament for your printer. And that's really all I'm going to look at here. I'm not going to do much more here. Don't forget to click add to the cart. For this, it's a pre-sale item. So I wonder when that ships. January 30th. That's better than the other ones. Now we are going to go to accessories. and we are going to go to build plates. Now, I've had some people recommend that you buy this super tack plate. Come on. Why are you not working? Okay. Go back to the store here. Let's see if we can get this to work. Accessories, super tack. I have had some people recommend this super tack plate. I think I'm going to pick one up here in the future. It's designed for PLA and PETG, so it's not going to work nearly as well for like ABS. I have a feeling it's not meant to get super hot because then the texture doesn't work. Yeah, and then there's a couple things you have to watch with the X1 here. So just keep that in mind if you do buy an X1. I don't recommend this plate. But if you have a P1S or a P1P, I would probably recommend this plate just because I heard it's pretty great from other people. But otherwise, over in the accessories area, keep in mind that the X1 and the P1 have different hot ends according to Bambu. So just remember that. If you're buying an X1, make sure you get the X1 series. If you're buying a P series, make sure you do the P series. And obviously the A1 is different, but just make sure you watch for that. And then upgrade parts. If you're gonna do more than one AMS, I really highly recommend the AMS hub. This thing's fantastic. I actually have it on some of my printers that only have one AMS, and it's built better than the crappy one that comes on the back. And then that's your P1P enclosure kit. Don't buy a P1P unless you plan to never do that with it. But realistically, what we want to go to is spare parts. The maintenance kits over here are extremely useful if you just want to like not think about it and pick it up. But realistically, every time I do any X or P1S purchase, I always get a spare set of PTFE tubes. I actually will buy the P1S or the AMS pre-cut tubes, and that's in a different section. But I always pick up 2 of these hardened extruder gears. If it was my first purchase any, I'd pick up 2 of these with the knowledge that I have, just in case. They're 20 bucks. I know it's a little expensive, but trust me, it is a lot better. I would pick up 2 of those. Usually it comes with a nozzle wiper and cutters and stuff like that, so I wouldn't worry too much about those. Definitely get an extra one of these. It does not come with one of these, and these are the hardened steel extruder gears. I would swap these out immediately if you plan to print with like glow PLA or anything like that. And then I'd go over to the AMS, and just like I would for any PTFE tubes, I would not buy pre-cut. I would buy the 4,000 millimeters and cut to the length that you want. So we're going to go over to PTFE tubes. There's a 4,000 millimeter. We're going to add one of those into the AMS, and then these are pre-cut internal for the AMS tubes, and it comes with this when you buy a combo, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But one spare part I would buy for the AMS for sure, and I don't see them here, is what's it called? The full rollers on the back. They're nice to have. That's just it. If they have the full rollers, you can get those. These are good. The full rollers in the back tend to wear out a little faster than these front ones do, but they're a little easier to find. But definitely get some PTFE tubes for the longer extension parts of it that aren't inside. Get some hardened steel extruder gears, and then if they would let me, I would also pick up, we'll do it differently. Maybe they will let us do that. Let's do extruder parts. This is what I tend to buy. I always buy an extra one of these for the P1S. It's weird they don't have the P1P. I wonder why it's in X1 series. Did I click? Oh, okay. Watch that. P1 series and then extruder parts. I try to pick up a complete one of these to have just one on hand, just in case. So I'd add one of these to your cart. This is a P1 exclusive. It is different from the X1. That's why sometimes you got to watch when you do these spare parts. Make sure you go to P series here. The next extruder parts, like I said before, I would add probably, if you get an extruder unit, I would only buy one of these because the other extruder unit will have this already in it. So I'd get one of these. This is the hardened steel. This is a stainless steel extruder unit. If that's an emergency piece, I keep that for emergencies. The hardened steel extruder, because I swap it out immediately, I would actually get 2 of these, yes. I'm thinking out loud right now. I'm going through my thought process. Next thing on spare parts for the P series, I don't pick up any extra screws or any extra cables, any extra belts. If any of that happens, call Bamboo Lab and try and get them to replace it. One thing I will always pick up, just like for the A1, is the, come on man. Okay, fine, be like that. We're just gonna click straight spare parts. And then, can I just find what I'm looking for? Why is it gotta be so difficult? Of course it opens a whole new tab. Liquid glue, I always get one of these. One of them lasted me a year, almost 2 years, I think. So just pick up one of these for $17. It really is worth it. And then I think that kind of wraps it up what I would buy for extra parts. I'm going to check AMS spare parts just because I have had issues. Spool driving parts, let's check this out. Let's just go spare parts again and just because it's not working. Go to AMS. Let's check. I'd pick up an extra one of these. These are the only parts I've had to replace, is one of these. Active extrusion wheel, you only need one, realistically. I've only had it go out on one of my printers. Pick up one of these, just in case. There are 4 in your AMS, so you could pick up, theoretically, 4 if you wanted, you know. And then I always pick up one of these. I have a lot of Protopasta. And these are actually the spare parts I do have on hand. And then this is probably one of the most important spare parts for your AMS internal motor hub right here. This is the only thing that's ever killed my AMS completely from working. PTFE tubes are simple. And then when you buy a combo, it automatically comes with PTFE tube replacement parts. So just a heads up. Other than that, there is nothing else that I would pick up. So let's go to the cart here and walk you through everything and tell you optional or not. Obviously, any of these AMS spare parts right here are going to be totally optional. You don't need to get any of those. The AMS will work just fine. If you ever have issues, these usually ship and are in stock almost all the time. Easy to get, have to wait a week or two, and your printer is still usable without them. Things that your printer is not usable without is a hardened steel extruder gear assembly. Oh, hi. My pooper came in here. Are you in here, little deuce? Hi, baby girl. Hardened steel extruder gear. Pick up one of these. Just do it. If this goes out or goes bad, or you get a clog or jam and it breaks or stops feeding for whatever reason, this will kill your printer. You have to replace it. That's why I buy one of these, though, these stainless steel extruder units. Pick up one of these. If you don't want to spend the extra 20 and get another one of these, at least get this, and then don't worry about that. Just make sure you have at least a replacement extruder. This is the most likely place for failure in the head unit, besides the hot end, because I mean the hot end can damage those little wires if fan stop working, whatever. But I've never had one of these fail without me doing something stupid. I have had these fail from just normal use, and your printer's dead if this is gone. This is what feeds filament into the hot end. So make sure you at least get one of these. And then PLA, you can do whatever you want. You can buy 30 rolls, 10 rolls, whatever it may be. Oh man, look at all this extra stuff I have in from the last one I did. Apparently it stayed. And then these are obviously US prices. Hey, look at that. I do like that. What is that? I'm trying to get you guys a legitimate price. Hey, there's one of those. Get one of those. Still one of those. Remove that. I was wondering why it was so much too. I was questioning myself. And then the AMS unit parts aren't necessarily super important. Once again, I would just, if you're worried, those are the parts that I personally would pick. And then to be realistic with everything, let's just say I got 4 rolls of black just because they're on sale right now with the printer. So you have at least 4 rolls of filament. That's probably what my ideal cart would look like. You could pick up a couple more hot ends, 0.2, 0.6, whatever it may be. Or you could get a super tack plate if you wanted, but these are what I would recommend if you plan to do some like bigger stuff like nylon or PET, a lot of any like wood filament or filament that's filled with anything. I highly would recommend these parts. And this is really all I would do, and you'd be good for quite a while, and you'd run about $1,000, a little over $1,000, maybe $1,100 plus with shipping included. So this really is a great option for people who want a little bit more, and this is what I would buy. Personal recommendations. Of course, this isn't sponsored, but this is what I have bought in the past, and it has worked for me, and I have never lost printers. I've only lost AMSs because I didn't have this part right here. So thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe like I said earlier, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you have anything that you would add into purchasing your first P1 or X1, let me know. And always watch out for the X series versus P series. When you go to purchase stuff, make sure it is right for the printer you're doing. Bambu Lab doesn't do a good job of stating that, so watch that. But anyways, peace. Thanks for watching. Adios. Bye. Go buy a printer. Have fun.